Hey everybody, this is Alzorath, and welcome to First Strike, where we shoot first and ask questions later. I have not actually played this game. This is actually one of those rare ones I want to experience first time with you, because I have a feeling we're going to be playing through an entire session for this. That's because Fhtagn, Tales of the Creeping Madness, is kind of in the same vein as the Yogg, where it's a kind of story adventure kind of thing. Kind of similar to Monster Prom as well. That's another one that's in this kind of like, it's a story vein kind of thing where you build up stats. So let's go ahead and start. We've got a couple options here for choosing with like how you start. You can choose your cult, the 1,000 Young cult. Okay, it's an advanced cult, ideal for multiplayer, or we can have the basic cult of the Dreaming Eye. We're gonna go for the basic one. It says ideal for beginners, and we are definitely beginners. You'll be able to see everything you have unlocked with the Elder Signs. Turn off if you don't want spoilers in your game. We're gonna turn off spoilers. Yeah, we'll play with the tutorial. We'll turn off the unlocks. Actually, let's leave the unlocks on. I don't have anything unlocked. I haven't played it before. Maybe it unlocks something by me loading it up so I can actually see what's going on. Yes, I actually have loaded it up to this point. So let's go ahead and select our character. I'm gonna go with red because that's kind of like fitting of the channel. I use red as the main color. Blue, green, and yellow as well. But yeah, we'll go with this. Start. Just one character, not loading in multiples. We could do multiple players, but anyway, welcome to Fhtagn. You have 6 rounds to prepare for the ritual. To pass the ritual, you need to successfully complete a roll. Click the card icon to see all possible rolls. You'll be able to select these rolls at the end of the game. Each roll has a major and minor stat requirement. You need to pass both to successfully complete the roll. Look at the card pictured and prophesy text to gain clues. The ritual feedback at the end of the game will give you more clues. Elder Signs are used to unlock the stats required for story events and roles. You gain Elder Signs at the end of the game by completing hidden objectives. Elder Signs are capped at 75. Okay, so we have 0 of those. Hover over stat icons to see tooltips. For controllers, hold down the tooltip button. The main way to gain stats is to perform an action at one of your locations on the map. At the top of each location, you can see a series of diamonds. The color of the diamonds coincide with your stats. The diamonds on the left show you the stats you will gain from choosing the action 1 at that location, and the diamonds on the right show the stats you will gain from action 2. If you are struggling to see different colors, you can activate colorblind mode from the main menu. Each story has 5 parts, which you can follow by looking at the diamonds at the bottom of the text area. The white diamond indicates your current progress. Activity feedback explains the action you have chosen and gives you your guaranteed stats. Random event, the spanner of the works, aimed at disrupting your well-laid plans. Read carefully for clues on how to proceed. Event decision, choose one of 2 actions. Each will have a stat requirement to pass, so look at your current stats to choose carefully. Some actions have no requirements. Okay, lack of an unlock button. See, these guys will give less rewards. Okay. Event feedback with your decision made. It is now time to face the consequences. Even if you fail, we'll give you a little something. Pay attention to the feedback. This will provide clues on the stat requirements. Summarized stats result in all 5 parts. Okay. The character with the highest influence stat will always play first. If there's a draw, the characters will play in the sequence that you chose them at the start of the game. Only 1 character per location per round. That's basic rule of these kind of games. And at the end of the game, only 1 character per roll. Okay, choose the role that you think you can pass based on your stats, and then the role's major and minor requirements. Read carefully through the ritual feedback for clues on which stats were needed, and maybe this life or the next you will cause the end of the world. At the end of the game, you will gain Elder Signs. You can use these in your next playthrough. Okay, so basically those are like kind of a roguelite effect, almost like that. If you want to expand your story mode, head over to the mods button. Okay, so we can actually do some mods, and that's it from them. Okay, so we can actually play Fhtagn. So we can actually choose where we go for day 1. We don't have anything special over here. We can look at the rolls. And it will tell us, okay, unlocks. Oh, we actually have to have runes to actually unlock to see what is required for these. Okay. Okay, that's kind of cool. So let's see. After 100,000 years of conjunction, okay, this will only to the mad astronomer. Will once darken the night sky. Okay, the sorcerer will by his own hand slay Kappa-Jo and pour his steaming black blood into the pit of despair. At the point in time, the scribe must read the inscription off the obelisk of Mortathia. He alone may carry the blessed tome to the most holy temple. So strength and probably some kind of... Actually, we have tab button, I think. Oh, are these our stats down here? Oh, this is how... Oh, these are our stats down here. Okay. So we have the influence one, which is charisma, okay, body, performance, magic, knowledge, sanity, and riches. I think we're going to go for knowledge and strength. So that'll increase our green and red right there. So Witch's Hut seems like a good place to start for action 1. That's green and gray. I don't know what the gray is. Maybe it's just you only boost the green there. Town Hall, Church of Starry Wisdom, Arkham Sanitarium, Downtown, Madame Fufu's, which increases a lot of wealth. I think it probably gets our influence as well, and the magic shop. We'll probably end up visiting. Oh, there's way too many to even visit in one go. Oh my, I should have like started this with multiple players. We'll go into the witch's hut first. Let's go ahead and hunt monsters. Armed with the knowledge from dusty tomes and ancient weaponry, you track down and fight mythical creatures, preparing their ruins for ritual, gain 1 knowledge and 2 body. Medusa tears were a powerful catalyst for a lot of potions, and the cult had just run out. You and a bunch of other acolytes were sent to get more and had tracked the beast to an underground temple, but she was too powerful. Her sharp talons already tore 2 acolytes to pieces, and now she had you trapped behind a pillar. Your heart started to pound faster as you heard the sound of hissing coming closer. The panic had clouded your mind a bit, but maybe one thing you had learned this week could be useful. Alternatively, you could just wing it. What's the worst that could happen? Recall what you had learned about Medusa. Oh, we can unlock the requirements. Okay. You racked your brain searching for something useful, then you remembered. You quickly looked around, and luck would have it from what you were looking for. A mirror clutched in the hands of a very lifelike stone statue. With strength born from the fear you rested in the mirror from the statue's grasp, pointed towards the hissing sound. There was a cracking sound, and you turned around to see Medusa turn to stone. Grabbing a nearby sword, you chopped off the stone head and stuck it in a bag. True, you had destroyed the world's only source of Medusa tears, but you got a cool new toy. Yay. Just to test out the head's power, you used it to turn the other acolytes to stone. Gain 1 influence. Yay, we got a lot from that. Basically, we just reenacted a movie. Cycle 2. So we only get 5 cycles to actually do everything. So I think we want to go ahead and go after the university here. We could go delving through the tomes or go on an expedition. Let's go through the tomes. Okay, pursuing dark treatises. You spend your time locked in the Orn Library, pursuing dark treatises, occult manuscripts, and sanity-shattering tomes. Gain 2 knowledge, but lose 1 sanity. Do we actually have... Oh, insanity is a thing that you gain. Okay. It has come to your attention that a group of students has started experimenting with the occult. Deciding that they could be useful to your cause, you barged into one of their clandestine meetings and showed them the true power of the Ancient One. Explain the Doe formula. Write out the Doe formula and on a nearby blackboard, accurately relaying every trigonomic function and calculation. The last line is drawn, a dark portal opens. You stare into the hellish abyss, lose 1 sanity. Suddenly a burst of dark energy lashes out at you. You dodge the black lightning and it strikes one of the students. Yay! In the horror of it all, a young man starts to transform into a massive energy, pulsing dark liquid, convulsing and contorting. Lose 1 sanity. Oh, we are losing a lot of sanity. As the other young men ran off screaming, you quickly trace binding runes and stare in awe at the trapped mass, pulsating and changing form constantly. You have harnessed pure chaos. Gain 3 magic. So we got a bunch of magic off this. We're getting a lot of magic here. Okay. We passed it again, so we're starting to build this up. I am slightly tempted to actually go into the same place twice, just to actually get a little bit going on here. Do we want to go for more magic? Is there actually one? FBI Infiltrator, the Vigilant, Hateful Screech of We also have Blood of Capajo, Sorcerer will buy his own enhanced slake. Okay, pour a steaming black blood into the pit of despair. So maybe we could go for that? Seems like we'd want body and magic. So we could go there again, and we would actually get all 3 of the stats that we were looking for if we go for the one on the right. Let's go on an expedition. Convince the university faculty to send you on an expedition. You push your body to its limits, searching for lost artifacts and forbidden knowledge. We got 1 of each. Your research had led you to a small village in the Amazon jungle. Here, a tribe of primitives harvest a seed from a red leaf plant, only found in this corner of the jungle. The village shaman claimed it was the voice of the gods, but the poison you put into his drink took effect too quickly for him to explain how it was used. After massacring the tribe to cover your tracks, you sit before Mr. Rentworth of the Miskatonic Botany Department. Rentworth marvels at the bag of strangely hot seeds you have placed before him and agrees to cultivate them for you if you will fund his research into giant bonsai trees. We don't have the riches, so we can't. What a waste of time, you mutter yourself. In a fit of anger, you decide to flush the seeds down the toilet. As you watch the seeds disappear down the toilet, you feel much better. Gain 1 sanity. We failed that, but we got... What is that? Oh, we got sanity back. How easily you can... When negative will change to insanity. What? How easily you can resist going crazy when negative will change to insanity. Okay, so it is insanity. So we kind of gain benefits from that anyway. Do we have a way to gain additional sanity? We could go to the sanitarium. That would increase our mind as well, I guess. If we go there, let's check in. Let's get some sanity back. You've seen too much and feel your fragile hold on reality slipping. Some time spent in the asylum has given you more insight into the human mind and helped you achieve some inner peace. Oh, lovely. Gain 1 knowledge and 2 sanity. Yay! A reporter from the Arkham Chronicle has been hanging around the sanitarium. Apparently he's following leads on people going missing and suspicious activities in the asylum. With little money, you could easily make this problem go away. Alternatively, you could try to have him committed, but that would require a lot of paperwork. Well, we're going to have him committed. Proving someone was insane actually required a lot of paperwork. Being no stranger to documents, it took you no time flat to fill out the 48-page triplicate forms and get the sanitarium lawyer on the phone. After using some legal jargon, which had clearly confused the lawyer into conceding your argument, a couple of orderlies were dispatched to detain the Arkham Sanitarium's newest member. Once he had been detained, you rifled through his possessions. He had a bunch of revealing pictures on his camera. Yay! We're getting some influence here. While reading through his journal, you were surprised to find that he had been piecing together the final resting place of a rare artifact. He won't be needing that anymore. We gain a little bit more magic. And we're back to like semi-sane here. So, enter. And I think this is going to be our last actual turn today. Okay, so this is a really quick game to go through with single player. Obviously, if you were like with a group of people, this would take like an hour. Do we go for more sanity? Or do we go for... I'm just looking at what our options are real quick. Because we've already been to these 3 places. I think I might need to do multiple runs on here. Just to test it out. Let's go for... I think we want some more magic. So, is there anywhere that we can get more magic without going insane, is the question. Well, we could go there, and it'll get us some money and magic. Downtown would get us money, magic, and... what is the pink? Performance. I think we want more body and intelligence. So I'm gonna... let's go to the witch's hut. We'll try a different route on this next time. Track down mythical creatures, gain 1 knowledge and 2 body. If there's one thing you hate about the swamp, it's all the fairies. These damn pointy-eared bugs were a nuisance. And that, a nuisance who stole your favorite muck treading boots. This ends here. Let's lure them into a trap, because we're fairly intelligent. Everyone knows that fairies are suckers for zweiberry root, not to be mistaken for zuckerberry root. They love digging their sharp fangs into that sweet root and draining the intoxicating liquid. What happens next can only be described as flying under the influence. Little buggers become so drunk that they smack full speed into trees, making them easy pickings. You roll on the ground laughing at the drunken miscreants splatting against tree trunks. We gained more sanity. Later you spend an hour scraping up fairy brains, an excellent source of protein. Yay! Enter. So, oh, do we still have more cycles? Huh. How many cycles do we have? We got a little bit of sanity off of this. So I could go there for more intelligence. Or actually, I'm going to go there for the one on the right. Let's go on another expedition. Convince the university faculty to send us. You push your body to the limits. Yeah, we get all 3 of them. You thank the dark gods for this little tidbit. A nobody assistant professor named Wilmarth from the English Literature Department had come to ask your advice about some letters he had received. He showed you the letters from a Vermont farmer named Ackley and his claims about alien creatures living near his farm. You tried to act cool as you realized the farmer had stumbled on your Migo mining operation, and you started to break out in cold sweat as you scanned over a few lines. I have certain evidence that monstrous things do indeed live in the woods, and things come from another planet. Up to that point, you would have persuaded Wilmot that Ackley was a kook, but it was the next sentence which stopped your heart cold. I think they mean to get rid of me because that's what I have discovered. And there was a great black stone with unknown hieroglyphs half worn away, which I found in the woods on Round Hill. The Gurkhoff Stone. That farmer had stolen the Gurkhoff Stone and he's intending to send it to Wilmarth by train today. We must get it back. Send Amigo to intercept the package. You tried to contact Amigo over the phone. The first few times you called, you only got their answering machine. While leaving the 12th message, you suddenly noticed a droning snickering in the background. You stopped mid-sentence. Are you telling me you fungoid bastards had been lying to me this whole time? I should have known no such thing as an answering machine. Furious, you slammed the phone down so hard that you broke the desk in 2 and proceeded to wreck the entire office. Yay! It was obvious that they didn't respect you in the least. Guess there's no time left to stop Wilmarth now, you think as you sat down against the wall of your wrecked office. Aw, we lost 1 sanity off of that. Okay, it is time. Oh, so we get to choose what we are. Since we're all like magic, intelligence, and strength, I'm going to go for Blood of Kappa Joe. The sorcerer will by his own hand slay Joe and pour his steaming black blood into the pit of despair. So yeah, we'll go for that one. The Reckoning. You had honed your body to a machine of death, and armed with the Soul Stealer blade, you had entered the lair of Kappa Joe. The battle had been brutal, and it had not been for the power of your weapon, you would certainly have not survived. Now you stand over the pit of despair, ready to tip the barrel of boiling blood down the gaping hole when the signal is given. Epic success! Going in blind. Got that. We got a victory. Click to continue. The ritual quiets down, and all eyes turn to the immense carved door nestled to the side of the temple, its squid dragon bas relief glistening wet in the moonlight. As the minutes dragged on, an unsettling thought crossed your mind. Was all this for nothing? As if laughing at your weak will, a loud rumbling sound boomed across the little aisle, and slowly the magnificent doors started to part. An unbelievable stench wafted out of the darkness, and those with poor constitutions bent nearly double, retching streams of vomit. Then came that dread slopping sound as something climbed slowly up from the depths of the temple. Everyone turned their heads to listen, and it appeared out of the dark mouth of the temple, with the head of the Kraken, a giant slimy humanoid body and wings which could certainly not support his titanic weight. Dread Cthulhu, the dreamer, the herald of the end time, stepped forth, and madness was for the first time truly born into the world. Two cultists immediately died of fright as the thing of the idols, that green sticky spawn of the stars, awoke to claim its own. The stars were right again, and after 10,000 years, great Cthulhu was loose again, ready to feast, and some here would become his blessed first meal. In the end, your battle with Carpajo had awoken something in you, the thrill of the kill. Fortunately, as the great Cthulhu arose, the portals to the depths had opened, and a myriad of monstrosities had flooded into our realm. As the years went by, you became feared by these. You were known as the Daywalker. You would kill them during the day and decorate yourself with the trophies of your kills. And at night, you would sleep, because you did your 9 to 5 and needed the rest. Yes, that was actually a good intro. Let's go ahead and see what that does. Stabby McStabkins, Bringer of the End Times, and Participant. Yay, we got some things for that. That was actually a really quick game. That was like 20 minutes. Well, less than 20 minutes, actually. Let's do another one. Okay, we'll go ahead and play with this one again. Let's go ahead and select that. We'll choose a different character just so we can have like a different kind of indicator whenever I'm editing this as to where they're at. Let's go with green. I like green. I like the top hat. We're going to be loading this. Let's see if we can actually try something else. So we went with strength, magic, and mind last time. Let's see what happens if we go completely stark batshit insane. I'm going to go for the magic shop. I'm going to boost... Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and boost my magic, and then we're going to do things in the sanitarium. So let's see what the magic shop has. Got man the shop or cast the spells. Let's cast the spells. Summon eldritch horrors and open planes to portals to other planes. Your power grows, but you can feel your sanity slipping. You and your big mouth. Manuel Crouton was supposed to perform the Foot Lycée. I guess that's how that's pronounced. Anyway, ritual dance for the awakening of the Eye of Volnir. Emmanuel was an unexpected dance, and it was an exceptional dancer, but after performing the samba of 1,000 vomits, he had torn his spleen and would be unable to perform. Being part of a waste not want not culture though, Emmanuel will be sacrificed later in the week. That did, however, leave an opening, and seeing the opportunity for advancement, you loudly exclaimed that you could perform the Footloose with one leg behind your head, which coincidentally is exactly how it's performed. If it was of course a lie, but unless you want to perform with Emmanuel in the afterlife, you'd better come up with a plan. Now that you think about it, you did see the ritual dance for dummies in the magic shop, and it was on sale. You don't have the cash, however. You suppose you'll just have to wing it and hope for the best. We're gonna have to wing it. You might not know how to perform the Footloose, but you would give that eye a show you would give that eye a show it will never forget. On the day of the ritual, you had to put on your pink leg warmers and dramatically walked up to the gramophone to put on What a Feeling, an operetta by a famed diva Irene Garanucci. As the music started to play, you danced your heart out, performing pirouettes, dive rolling on the floor, and always pumping your arms in the air like a maniac. Yay! Finally exhausted by your routine, you turned your attention to the eye. The eyeball just laid there on the altar unmoving. Panic started to well up as you realized your neck was on the line. Okay. Fortunately, your body obscured the other's view of the altar, and you had some magic tape ducked to your tights. Don't ask. As quickly and subtly as you could, you pried open the eye's eyelid and taped it in place. The eye has awoken, you shouted, holding the tiny eyeball above your head. Nice save. Gained 1 performance. Oh, we actually succeeded there. Wonderful. So we're going performance and insanity. Cycle 2. Let's see what this one is. We're going to experiment on people and go mad. In a dark secret corner of the asylum, you perform occult and scientific experiments on patients forgotten by society. You make great strides in your understanding of the occult, but it takes a serious toll on your sanity. Yay! An artist walked into the asylum today complaining of some strange dreams. You sense the work of the Ancient One. Let's try to drive him crazy. Okay, pulling on your, frankly, poor acting knowledge, you put 2 pencils up your nose, put your underwear on your head, and at the top of your lungs shout, "Wibble!" Unfortunately, you only managed to convince the asylum staff that you are crazy. You become forcibly committed for a week. Yay. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I do know, and just before we actually get into like further areas, yes, I know visiting one area over and over again is actually usually the better way to play these kind of games, because you can like max out certain stats, but I am going for insanity here. I want to go mad. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do this again. With self-respecting mage would be, okay, no self-respecting mage should be without a familiar. Kaiser had Brown Jenkin, Merlin had an owl, and that young fop Dumbledore even had a bloody phoenix. It was not only fashionable, but familiars were also useful for getting things done. Having made up your mind that it was time for you to get one, you decided what you wanted to gain out of your familiar. Let's go with magical secrets. Having the afternoon off, you opened up a portal to the troll market. It was literally the best and only place to buy magical creatures. You walked around a bit, but couldn't find exactly what you were looking for. Just before giving up, you were approached by a goblin with a fine plume in his wide-brimmed hat. "Pleased to meet you, sir, madam." He tries to suss out your gender, but it was clear that he didn't have much to do with humans. You look like the kind of person who would be interested in buying a magical companion, he carried on, apparently having a flair for stating the obvious. "And it just so happens I have a clearance sale and would be willing to part with this creature for the bargain price of only 3 pieces of lint." Tried to keep from smiling. This truly was a bargain. Not even taking the time to examine the creature, you quickly rummaged through your pockets for pieces of lint, finally picking out one out of your navel when you nearly came up short. You beamed as you took the new familiar home. A wiry, impish creature stood only about 6 inches tall, and you figured the gag around his mouth must have been some fashion feature. Upon arriving home, you were curious as to what magical knowledge your new imp would impart upon you, and you excitedly removed the gag. Oh, did he impart knowledge? With the speed of a motorboat, the little creature started rambling off all kinds of magical practices and secrets. You jotted down as much as you could, gain 1 knowledge. After hours of writing, your hands started to cramp and you signaled to the imp that he could stop, but apparently that was the one thing he didn't know how to do. Rambling went on for hours and then days, showing no sign of stopping. Lose his sanity, finally not able to take anymore, you sold him to one of the acolytes for the low price of 2 pieces of lint. I would have kept him, just put the gag back in his mouth. Seems like the appropriate decision there, for goodness sake. Let's see. Okay, so we're down to -4 sanity. Let us see what's next. Actually, do we have a different deck in here? It does not look like things have changed. Okay, so yeah, nothing in here seems to really benefit from being okay. Okay, so yay. Let's continue going on the magic insanity route. Cast spells. We're going to do one more in here, and then we'll swap back over to the asylum. Your power grows, but you can feel your sanity slipping. Raining the entire week. Okay, one day, just before closing time, a man wanders into the shop. From his bored expression, it's obvious that he's just in here to wait out the worst of the storm. Slowly, recognition dawns on you. He is one of the scientists from the Alzorath Institute, I guess? A government-funded organization working on classified experiments. A plan forms in your head. If you could get him to wear the talisman of Amon Ofek, you'd be able to spy on everything he does, but how will you do that? Convince him to take it as a souvenir? Yes. You welcome him into your shop and quickly start a rapport. It starts to clear up outside and he says that he should get going. You hand him the talisman as a gift. He politely refuses. You try to persuade him more aggressively, but the timid man takes a break for it. In his haste, he knocks over a clay statue from one of the shelves. The statue smashes the ground and the rubble you see ruined it all. Magical and fashionable, you think, as you put it on. Gain 1 magic. Aw, we failed it. We gained 3 magic and lost 1 sanity off of that. We are in the ending cycles here. I'm gonna keep going mad. Let's experiment on them some more. Yay, we lost some more sanity. You glance back down at the night sky. The omen of Grosh was clearly visible. As the prophecy foretold, during the time of Grosh, as the great eye reaches its zenith, the loon will host the spirit of Fenrir. You look over your shoulder towards the asylum as, suddenly, dozens of crazies start to howl at the moon. Omen Showman. It was like you always told your friend Toby, the talking toad. What's the worst that could happen? Turns out that being crazy during the omen of Grosh was in fact not the worst that could happen. In fact, you started growing fur all over and developed this weird need to howl at the moon. You also found that your strength had increased significantly. It was exactly this newfound strength that you marveled at as you and a whole pack of werewolves tore the people in the asylum limb from limb. As morning came, you escorted your ex-werewolf buddies back to their cells. You wondered how you were going to explain this bloody mess. It would have to be a pretty convincing lie, you thought. Okay, so we passed that. Okay. We got strength off of that. We lost more sanity. which is fine. We should be at negative. That's almost like it's not going down. Okay. I guess we'll just go for one more thing here. I guess we'll just man the shop for a while. Buying powerful artifacts, we gain riches. There were things in the depths without bodies of their own. This was the premise of the most sacrifices, where blood would give them their own form in our realm. But sometimes, unprepared dabblers in the occult would release such a being only to find themselves displaced out of their own bodies. This usually meant that a doctor was no help, since few physicians could cure someone who could turn their head 360 degrees without even flinching. That left some people calling for an old priest and a young priest. But let's face it, pointy-eared goatmen were one thing, tentacled cosmic horrors were quite another, which only left you, the purveyor of magical trinkets and freelance feng shui expert. As it happened, your skills were called on by Mr. Mortimer, the owner of Mortimer & Sons Cannery. Mortimer & Sons is a burial thing. Anyway, it seems like one of the & Sons had been playing with an old dusty tome when all of a sudden he started speaking in an otherworldly language with tentacles sprouting out of his back. Mr. Mortimer was willing to pay a small fortune for your help and discretion. Let's find a replacement body. I could be using the runes, and I'll probably use them for the end thing so we can see what some of the requirements are, but I don't feel like using them in these little interim things. I would have to save up a bunch more for that. But you begged and pleaded, but for some reason you could not convince any of the acolytes to become a willing host to the entity. Ingrates, after all you had done for them. Time for plan B. One word, timeshares. After a few minutes of pitching, you had finally convinced the entity, who you found out was called Zul, that his novel concept could work. You get your body on most weekdays, and during the official Ancient One sanctioned holidays, and it would take over on weekends. Okay, you had a deal. Lose 5 sanity. Okay. Not quite sure whether he cared for the details of your deal. The father gratefully gave you a whole suitcase full of cash, but asked that you never showed your face around them again. Yay! We failed it. We lost a bunch of sanity for making up a timeshare. It is time. Let's see. Oh, we can't use it here just yet. Oh, we can actually heed the warnings, be prepared for the intruder in the Craven Trader. Okay, for your doom, you'll be from the wolf in sheep's clothing. Beware. We're not an FBI infiltrator. We're not smart enough. Finally, let's see what the requirement for the FBI infiltrator. The minor stat to pass this roll. Confirm. So the minor stat is orange. So we would need to be sane to actually do that one. Let's see what this one is. Let's unlock the minor stat for that. That we need to be insane for, which is good. And let's go ahead and unlock the major stat, which is... Oh, we are not super suited for this. We got 3 and 12. We have basically the opposite of what it needs. So I guess we're going to go for this. I don't think there's any others that we would actually even potentially be able to do. Visible only to the mad astronomer, once darkened in the... Okay, will once more darken the night sky. That is the other one that we could possibly be. That would work. I'm slightly curious about trying the failure one. I do like that it shows these. I don't know if these are going to be consistent between playthroughs, though. So we're going to select this one. Truth be told, you only learned this week that the stars were actually suns. You excitedly went to tell the other cultists, but they just stared at you. You started laughing, pretending it was a joke, and diffusing potentially disastrous situation. You remember poor Melvin. He was supposed to sing the litany of dire portents. When the others found out he couldn't sing worth a damn, he was decapitated and his skull reanimated to do the job instead. You shiver a bit as you stroke your neck absentmindedly. Here goes. It has started, you bluff, hoping no one notices the tremble in your voice. Major fail! Wow, okay. The ritual quiets down and all eyes turn to the immense carved door nestled into the side of the temple, its squid dragon bas relief glistening wet in the moonlight. After 15 minutes of waiting, the dreaded realization started to gnaw at your mind. After an hour only, the ones too stubborn to admit defeat were still left on the island, and the moon set behind the waves. Only the ones who could not deal with the horror of what they had done for seemingly no gain were still on the island as it again started to sink beneath the waves. In the end... In the aftermath of the failed ritual, your fellow cultists had left you at the site. Fortunately for you, a couple of nice men had found you and given you a pretty white jacket. It was a bit tight, but your friend Floopsy the Flying Elephant said it was because you were big-boned. You spent the rest of your life in a luxuriously pillowed room. You had always bragged to the light bulbs that the Arkham Sanitarium, okay, was a fitting place for you, the king of the universe, okay. Wow. We gone cray-cray. By the end of the game, okay. Played a round of Fhtagn, so we actually get a little bit for that. So there's different like achievements for having like extra stats, and you can get more of those runes for it. That's neat. I don't think I'm going to do another run. I did like this game, and I think it would be fun to play with other people. There is a multiplayer thing. If we go over here, I don't know if we can actually select it. Let's grab that, or we could actually just do it with the mouse, I think. Yeah, we can actually have 4 players if we want to go through like with all of them. And I will show off that mechanic I was talking about where you can't go into the same place twice. So we'll just go in, man the shop. Yeah, we'll skim through it. We're going to actually skim through this without actually reading it. Okay, we gained a bunch of knowledge. We passed something and see how you can't go in there with the second character. And if you want to see all the characters' stats, I think... Okay, that's the icon names. What are the controls? Show cards. That's the menu one, huh? Unlock control. Okay, so there isn't one to just show you the stats of other players. Okie dokie. That kind of sucks. There usually is a key for it in this kind of game, but that's neat. I actually do like this. And those stay unlocked. Okay. And I have a feeling unlocking these will actually tell you the numbers there if I had to guess, but I'm not entirely certain. So, I think that was like a pretty good First Strike. If you guys enjoyed this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time on First Strike. As always, be sure to hit that I in the top right if you want to see more of this. If you actually want to see a group playthrough, I can probably scrounge together maybe 2 or 3 people. We'd have to screen share it because, yeah, my recording environment is not conducive to having groups of people in here. But anyway, like I said, if you guys enjoyed this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to see more games, hit the bell. You'll see more. And yeah, Patreon does help me actually buy some of these games, so that's another thing you guys can do. But anyway, see you guys next time. Bye.